On June 18th and 19th, 2020, the Dreamers, Visionaries, and Leaders Project gathered a multi-generational group of Black men in the high desert to address their concerns, experiences, and hopes around the issues of racism. The commonality amongst these men, both young and old, is success. They are accomplished, intelligent, educated, employed, retired, family men, taxpayers, homeowners, articulate and committed to serving their communities. They represent just the tip of the iceberg the mainstream media seldom shows. They reflect a norm that many Americans seem to be unaware of. Here, in their own words, are their stories.
The impact that it's had on my life is constant awareness of what's happening to the Black man in America.
And what's happening to the Black man in America that you see?
Very intimidated, overlooked, disrespected.
You know, racism has had an impact, really throughout my entire life, from a childhood growing up in Los Angeles and, always, my parents, it was always a topic, just being aware of what's happening in society, kind of wherever you go. And I was fortunate to be kind of also raised by my grandparents. And so they were raised in a time where, they were raised in racism. So a lot of those things that they experienced, they shared with us to, protect us and make us more aware of just the society and the world that we live in.
To me, it's like a physical disability, one that you carry with you and you just don't let it stop you, but it's always a part of your life.
Racism, it's been limiting and liberating at the same time, honestly. My first exposure to racism happened at a very early age, being bussed into an all-white community. And I really thought they were having a parade for us, but they were really out there protesting and throwing rocks and spitting and, throwing out racial epithets at us. And it awoke me to something at an early age, 8 years old.
The direct impact that it had on me was just always having to, think twice and be aware of my surroundings, who I'm talking to. And I don't know that it really should be that way. And so, just from a child growing up, that's a bit of some of the impact that it had on me growing into adulthood.
You tell me what impact racism has had on your life as a young man of color.
The impact that racism has had on my life is just knowing I was different. And even though I wasn't necessarily mad at that, I was aware of it. And it was something that I knew from a very early age.
I had the privilege of attending college in Nashville, Tennessee. I attended Fisk University. It's a historically Black university. And even in Tennessee, when in 1998, I remember the first week we were on campus, the conversation that the administrators had with us as freshmen, just going to the local, grocery store, just kind of being aware. And so those are conversations that I think were necessary, but unfortunately, they're very unfortunate.
So recently, someone asked me how many times do I think I've been pulled over? So I decided to do the math, right? That number is actually over 200, and I'll get there really easily. I'll explain it to you this way. So I know specifically one time I was pulled over 28 times in a 31-day month. I know the following month I was pulled over 7 times. I was born in Compton, California, raised in Compton, California, in that area. So the time frame that I'm going to give you is between ages 16 to about ages 21, right? So if I just average that I was pulled over 5 times in a month, that's 1 time a week, accounting for a few other times or whatever the case may be, that would give me 60 times in a year. It only takes me 3 years to get to 180. I am positive I was pulled over more than that, and I'm excluding 3 other years. So racism showed up because it impacted my interaction with law enforcement, how they saw me and how I saw them. So I developed this angst because I've never been a criminal, never had criminal behavior. However, my complexion was criminalized. I've spent too much time in handcuffs, sitting on curbs, doing all those things when I had done nothing.